We live in a world of contradictions. We have more knowledge, more power, and more technology than any generation in history. Yet we are as fragile as ever. We can decode the human genome, send satellites past the orbit of Neptune, and photograph galaxies billions of light years away. Yet we cannot stop a forest from burning, a species from vanishing, or a civilization from fragmenting. We measure the universe in epochs and eons, yet we live in moments, fleeting and ephemeral. And perhaps that is the most profound paradox of all. The universe, in its majestic order, is also destined for chaos. Entropy, the gradual, inevitable march toward disorder, is woven into the very fabric of reality. Every atom, every photon, every swirling galaxy participates in this inexorable process. The universe is a clockwork mechanism, and every tick brings it closer to uniformity, a state where motion ceases, stars burn out, matter decays, and time itself becomes meaningless. Imagine a moment when the last star flickers and dies, leaving behind a cold, dark void stretching infinitely in all directions. No planets orbit, no photons traverse space, no life exists to observe or reflect. This is the thermodynamic fate of the cosmos, a universe in which entropy has finally won. It is not violent nor dramatic. It is silent, inevitable, and absolute. Yet even in this finality, there is wonder. Entropy is not merely destruction, it is transformation. The processes that increase disorder also structure complexity. Without entropy, stars would not burn, life would not evolve, and consciousness could not emerge. The arrow of time, pointing unerringly toward heat death, also defines the sequence in which structure arises. And with structure comes the possibility of observation, reflection, and meaning. Our very existence is a temporary rebellion against entropy. Life, consciousness, civilization, these are islands of order in a sea of increasing disorder. We gather atoms, organize energy, create patterns, and generate meaning. And yet, we know that no matter how bright our achievements, they are temporary. Entropy is patient. It does not hurry, it does not falter, and in the end, it prevails. But that inevitability need not breed despair. Entropy teaches us humility. It teaches us that time is finite, that energy is limited, and that all systems, no matter how grand or intricate, eventually decay. It is a mirror held up to humanity. Our cities, our technology, our knowledge, even our bodies are all subject to the same laws. Every atom we touch will scatter. Every achievement will fade. Every thought, if not transmitted or preserved, will vanish. And yet, there is responsibility embedded in this truth. If entropy is inevitable, then the value of our actions lies not in permanence, but in alignment with the processes of the universe. Every act of care, every ethical choice, every creation of knowledge, every transmission of understanding is a temporary bulwark against the march of disorder. And in that temporary bulwark lies meaning, beauty, and purpose. Consider the stars. Every fusion reaction converts matter into energy, and every reaction increases entropy, dispersing energy across space. Yet from that process, planets form, chemical complexity emerges, and life arises. Entropy does not prevent creation. It enables transformation. Without it, nothing would change, nothing would evolve, nothing would observe. Life itself is a consequence of entropy islands of order, maintained only by the continual flow of energy from stars to planets to organisms. Humanity mirrors this cosmic dance. We build, explore, and create in defiance of local disorder, even while knowing that, in the grand scheme, all systems are transient. Civilization is a temporary alignment of matter and energy, conscious of itself and capable of reflection. And through our observations, our art, our science, and our moral choices, we participate in a process that allows the universe to be aware, if only briefly, of its own complexity. The space race, for instance, was more than technological achievement. It was an exercise in harnessing energy, calculating trajectories, and navigating chaos, a demonstration of humanity aligning with natural laws to extend order, awareness, and understanding into the void. Each launch, each orbit, each photograph of distant worlds contributes to the universe's emergent consciousness. a fleeting but profound reflection within a cosmos destined for heat death. Entropy, then, is not an enemy to be defeated, but a teacher to be understood. It reminds us that nothing lasts forever, that everything changes, and that the meaning of existence lies in the moments we have, the structures we build, and the knowledge we preserve. Awareness, curiosity, ethics, and creativity are our responses to the universal imperative of disorder. In acknowledging entropy, we participate in a dialogue with the cosmos, a conversation about order, time, and the responsibility of consciousness. Imagine the final epochs of the universe, when stars have burned out, black holes have evaporated, and the cosmos reaches maximum entropy. It is dark, silent, and cold. And yet, the knowledge we preserve, the reflections we record, the understanding we pass forward, may remain as ripples in the information that once flowed through matter and energy. The universe, through consciousness, achieves a kind of self-reflection, an emergent awareness that persists even as the structures that generated it fade. Humanity, therefore, is not merely an observer of the universe's end. We are participants in the final narrative, nodes in a feedback loop of reflection and understanding. Our knowledge, our exploration, our preservation of information and life allows the cosmos, in a fleeting moment, to contemplate itself. Entropy may be inevitable, but consciousness is extraordinary. It is a temporary rebellion, a brilliant flare against the darkness, a way for the universe to witness its own unfolding. And in that realization lies both humility and empowerment. We cannot stop the flow of entropy. We cannot escape the eventual heat death of all matter, but we can choose how we act in the face of it. We can create, explore, preserve, and reflect. We can expand awareness, cultivate knowledge, and act ethically. And in doing so, we align ourselves with the processes of the universe, participating consciously in its final narrative. Entropy wins in the end. But until that final moment, life, consciousness, and civilization are the universe's way of knowing, observing, and reflecting upon itself. And that is a privilege, a responsibility, and a wonder beyond measure. Let us delve further into the implications of entropy, that invisible hand of time that shapes the cosmos with relentless consistency. Entropy is both destructive and creative. It drives the decay of stars, even as it drives the fusion within them. It scatters atoms, even as it assembles planets. Disorder is not absence, it is transformation, a process through which complexity emerges. Without entropy, the universe would be static, frozen in an eternal uniformity, devoid of evolution, devoid of possibility. Every atom in your body, every photon of light you see, every thought you hold is part of this cosmic dance, a dance choreographed by the relentless advance of entropy. We live in temporary order, islands of structured complexity floating in a vast sea of inevitable decay. Life itself, fragile as it is, exists only because energy flows, because stars burn, because matter has been compressed, heated, and transformed over billions of years. Entropy does not merely end things, it allows things to begin. This understanding reframes our perception of time and our responsibility within it. Civilizations rise and fall. Knowledge is gained and lost. Species evolve and vanish. All are subject to the universal imperative of increasing disorder. Yet within this inevitability, there is purpose. Humanity has emerged precisely at a moment when knowledge, technology, and consciousness converge. We can observe the universe, measure its laws, and reflect upon its ultimate fate. Our awareness is itself a temporary bulwark against entropy, a way for the universe to witness itself before the heat death that lies in the distant future. Consider the space race. Humanity left the cradle of Earth and, in doing so, engaged directly with the forces of order and chaos. Every rocket launch required precise calculations to align with gravitational fields, orbital mechanics, and energy constraints. The moon landing was not just a triumph of technology, it was a temporary defiance of entropy, a structured act in the midst of universal disorder. Each orbit, each trajectory, each image of Earth and the cosmos captured through satellites contributed to the collective understanding of our place in a universe governed by inexorable laws. Entropy, in this context, is both a challenge and a teacher. It shows us the limits of permanence while simultaneously allowing emergence and innovation, We cannot halt the eventual decay of stars, galaxies, or life itself, but we can shape the patterns of complexity that exist within the current epoch. Knowledge, art, science, and ethical action are temporary structures built to withstand the advance of disorder as long as possible. They are our contributions to the universe's brief moments of self-awareness. Even the smallest acts ripple outward. Preserving ecosystems, sharing knowledge, fostering cooperation, and cultivating curiosity are human acts that align with the universal principle that order can emerge locally, even in a system tending toward chaos. These acts allow consciousness to persist, to expand, and to reflect upon the cosmos itself. In a universe marching inevitably toward heat death, our ability to sustain awareness is a fleeting, yet remarkable rebellion, a flare of insight in the darkness. Entropy is absolute, impartial, and relentless. It does not discriminate. Stars burn, planets orbit, atoms decay, and eventually all systems reach equilibrium maximum disorder. Yet, within that inevitability, we find a space for meaning. Life is the counterpoint to entropy. Consciousness is the reflection of it. And our actions are the instruments through which the universe can, if only temporarily, observe itself. The paradox is beautiful. In the face of ultimate disorder, ephemeral structures, stars, life, civilizations arise, observe, and reflect. We are, in this sense, a bridge between chaos and comprehension. Every scientific discovery, every exploration beyond Earth, every ethical choice, every act of preservation contributes to the universe's capacity to know itself. And this realization elevates the act of living into an ethical and cosmic endeavor. We are temporary, yet significant. Our lives, our civilizations, our pursuit of knowledge and ethical action exist as a mirror of order within an unfolding entropy. The universe, in creating conditions for consciousness, has enabled itself to reflect upon its own processes. Humanity is both witness and instrument in this emergent awareness. And so, we face both humility and opportunity. Humility because no matter our achievements, all systems eventually succumb to entropy. Opportunity because within the ephemeral time we occupy, we can act deliberately to explore, to create, to preserve, to understand. Our stewardship of life, knowledge, and ethical structures allows the universe a temporary glimpse of itself through our awareness. This is the essence of meaning in a universe tending toward disorder. The work we do, the care we take, the knowledge we preserve, the ethical and scientific choices we make, these are the signals through which the cosmos achieves emergent consciousness. Even as stars die and galaxies fade, our reflective actions resonate across time, carrying the potential for understanding, beauty, and insight. Entropy may eventually win, but until that moment arrives, we have the privilege and responsibility to sustain, observe, and reflect. Humanity's legacy is not measured by permanence, but by the depth and quality of awareness it enables. We are, in this fleeting epoch, the instruments of the universe's self-knowledge. Through our curiosity, our creativity, and our ethical engagement, we allow the cosmos to contemplate itself. And when the final star extinguishes and the universe reaches thermal equilibrium, perhaps the traces of our knowledge, our reflection, and our consciousness will remain scattered but enduring in the fabric of space-time, a testament that, for a brief moment, entropy was met with understanding, wonder, and responsibility. To continue, let us dwell on the scale of time and the flow of energy. Entropy operates slowly, imperceptibly, over billions and trillions of years, yet its effects are absolute. Stars burn hydrogen into helium, releasing light and heat, but in the process increasing disorder in the surrounding universe. Planets evolve, ecosystems arise, life emerges, and consciousness develops, all in the shadow of a relentless march toward equilibrium. Entropy is both the engine of change and the measure of decay. Consider the paradox inherent in this process. Life exists because entropy operates. Without the flow of energy from stars, without the gradients of heat and matter, no complexity could emerge. Entropy creates the very conditions for order, for consciousness, and for reflection. The universe is not static, it evolves, and in that evolution, it enables the emergence of structures capable of perceiving it. Humanity is one such structure. Our brains, our societies, our capacity for knowledge and ethics are temporary islands of order amidst a vast ocean of inevitable disorder. Every act of observation, every experiment, every attempt to understand the cosmos is a rebellion, a temporary alignment, a local decrease in entropy. Through these acts, we generate meaning in a universe that will ultimately become uniform and cold. The telescope, the particle accelerator, the deep space probe, all are extensions of our conscious effort to observe, measure, and preserve understanding in the face of relentless disorder. Yet, this is not merely technical, it is ethical. The universe, through us, has the opportunity to reflect upon itself. Our stewardship of knowledge, of ecosystems, of life, and of civilization shapes this emergent consciousness. When we act with foresight, curiosity, and ethical responsibility, we extend the universe's capacity for self-awareness. When we act with neglect, apathy, or destruction, we diminish it. Our moral choices are therefore integral to the universe's ongoing reflection. Let us consider the space race as a microcosm of this principle. Humanity sought to leave Earth, to explore, to understand. Success depended not on defiance of natural laws, but on alignment with them. Gravity, orbital mechanics, thermodynamics, and human physiology. The moon landing was not just a triumph of engineering, it was the universe observing itself through human agency. Every calculation, every adjustment, every data point contributed to a feedback loop of observation, reflection, and understanding. This principle extends to all human endeavor. Education, art, science, environmental stewardship, and ethical governance are all acts that maintain local order, generate knowledge, and contribute to the universe's emergent awareness. Entropy may inexorably increase globally, but within local systems, order can be maintained and consciousness preserved. The paradox deepens when we consider scale. The universe is vast and indifferent. Its timeline spans billions of years. Its structure is immense. We are fleeting, tiny, and ephemeral. Yet within our brief moment, we have the capacity to reflect, to understand, and to contribute to cosmic self-perception. Our transient awareness may seem insignificant, yet it represents the universe achieving a kind of consciousness that it could not have without us. And so, the ethical imperative is clear. To explore responsibly, to preserve life, to transmit knowledge, and to act with foresight. Consciousness, fragile as it is, must be nurtured. Civilization, delicate and temporary, must be guided with understanding. Every decision, every act of care, every pursuit of knowledge shapes the trajectory of emergent universal awareness. Even as entropy marches forward, our actions create ripples of order, understanding, and reflection. We may not halt the universe's eventual heat death, but we can ensure that the momentary flicker of consciousness endures, and in that endurance lies profound meaning. Humanity becomes the instrument, the mirror, and the steward of cosmic awareness. Imagine, billions of years from now, when the stars have faded and galaxies have drifted into cold darkness, the traces of human knowledge, the patterns of our inquiry, and the signals we have sent into space may persist as echoes of awareness in a universe otherwise at equilibrium. These traces, however fleeting, ensure that the universe has known itself, however briefly, through our reflection. Entropy may ultimately prevail, but until that final moment, life, consciousness, and civilization are the universe's instruments for understanding its own structure, its history, and its processes. And in recognizing this, we see that every act of knowledge, ethics, and stewardship carries cosmic significance. We are not merely observers of the universe's inexorable march toward disorder. We are participants, contributors, and stewards. Our curiosity, our intelligence, our ethical responsibility are the temporary alignments that allow the cosmos to know itself. And that is the paradoxical beauty of existence. In a universe destined for maximum entropy, awareness, understanding, and reflection can emerge, and we are its vessels. Now, Let us pull back and see the full panorama. The universe is vast beyond comprehension, yet within it, tiny sparks of order and awareness emerge. Stars ignite, galaxies collide, and in the midst of this cosmic ballet, life arises. Consciousness flickers like a brief flare in the night, small, fragile, and temporary, yet capable of reflection, understanding, and meaning. Humanity is one of these flares, a point of self-awareness in a universe tending inexorably toward disorder. Entropy, that relentless, invisible hand, continues to shape the cosmos. It drives the fusion of stars even as it scatters their ashes. It dictates the decay of planets, the dissipation of energy, and the eventual quieting of all motion. The universe moves steadily toward maximum entropy, a state of perfect thermal equilibrium, a cosmos cold, dark, and silent. Time itself will lose meaning when gradients of energy vanish, leaving only uniformity. And yet, before that final moment, there is life, there is consciousness, there is reflection. This is where humanity's role becomes profound. Every act of knowledge, every scientific observation, every ethical decision, every exploration beyond Earth extends the universe's capacity for self-awareness. We are instruments, mirrors, and nodes in a cosmic feedback loop. Our telescopes, satellites, and space probes are extensions of our consciousness, reaching into the darkness to measure, observe, and understand. Every piece of data we collect, every image of distant galaxies, every chart of cosmic microwave background radiation is a note in the universe's emergent symphony of reflection. The space race, the exploration of the moon, the rovers on Mars, these were more than technological feats. They were acts of cosmic participation. Humanity aligned with the laws of physics, respecting gravity, orbital mechanics, and energy constraints to extend order and awareness into the void. Each success became a contribution to the universe's ability to know itself, however fleetingly. And today, as telescopes peer deeper into space and as probes drift beyond the solar system, that feedback loop continues. Yet consciousness, even on this scale, is fragile. Civilizations collapse, knowledge is lost, life is extinguished, entropy will ultimately win, stars will burn out, matter will decay, galaxies will disperse, the cosmos will reach equilibrium, time itself will lose meaning. But until that moment, every act of observation, every ethical choice, every effort to preserve life and knowledge carries extraordinary significance. We exist in a paradox, infinitesimally small in scale and transient in time, yet central to the universe's capacity to reflect upon itself. We are temporary islands of order, islands of awareness that allow the cosmos to experience a measure of self-consciousness. And with this realization comes responsibility. The choices we make, how we treat each other, how we steward our planet, how we explore space, determine the quality of that reflection. Entropy may be inevitable, but the emergence of consciousness, however temporary, allows the universe to know itself. Through us, it experiences its own complexity, its laws, its history, and its beauty. Every act of curiosity, every pursuit of knowledge, every ethical and deliberate action contributes to this cosmic self-awareness. And in doing so, we participate in something profound. The universe, perceiving, understanding, and reflecting on itself through our minds, our actions, and our exploration. And so we arrive at the final truth. Humanity is not incidental. We are witnesses, participants, and instruments of cosmic self-reflection. Our lives, fleeting though they are, contain a brilliance of awareness that can ripple across time, space, and consciousness itself. The universe may be heading towards silence, darkness, and uniformity, but in our knowledge, our observation, and our ethical engagement, it achieves a fleeting yet remarkable capacity to know itself. The end of time is inevitable. Entropy will ultimately prevail. Stars will fade, galaxies will drift apart, and the cosmos will reach a state of quiet equilibrium. Yet in this finality, the meaning of life and consciousness is magnified. Every observation we make, every moment of reflection, every act of care and creativity is a rebellion against oblivion, a signal, a flare, a contribution to the universe's emergent awareness. We are the universe contemplating itself. Our minds are the instruments, our choices are the notes, and our lives are the echoes in the vast symphony of existence. We are the temporary flame in the endless night, and through us, the cosmos experiences its own majesty, its own complexity, and its own unfolding story. So, live deliberately, explore boldly, preserve knowledge, protect life, reflect deeply. For in these acts, you are not merely human, you are the universe observing itself, aware for a fleeting, precious instant before entropy wins. Let us now expand our gaze to the full arc of cosmic evolution. From the first fractions of a second after the Big Bang, the universe has been unfolding under the influence of fundamental laws, gravity, electromagnetism, nuclear forces, each acting consistently, each generating patterns that over billions of years would lead to galaxies, stars, planets, and life. Entropy, the measure of disorder, has been an invisible hand shaping every process. It drives the fusion of stars, the decay of matter, and the inevitable cooling of the cosmos. And yet, within this relentless march toward disorder, pockets of order emerge: planets, ecosystems, and ultimately, conscious beings capable of reflecting on existence itself. Humanity occupies one such pocket of order, a temporary alignment in a universe tending toward maximum entropy. Our consciousness allows us not only to perceive patterns and laws, but also to create, to build, to explore, and to understand. We are both ephemeral and extraordinary, fragile in our temporal and spatial scale, yet capable of influencing the universe's emergent capacity for self-reflection. Consider the history of human observation. Ancient civilizations mapped the stars, seeking to understand the patterns in the heavens. Kepler discerned the elliptical orbits of planets. Newton articulated universal gravitation, revealing the invisible connections governing celestial motion. Einstein expanded this understanding, showing that space and time themselves curve and warp in response to mass and energy. Every step of scientific discovery has been humanity extending the universe's capacity to understand itself, creating order, and generating knowledge within the flow of entropy. Even in the contemporary era, our telescopes peer billions of light years into the past, revealing galaxies forming just a few 100 million years after the Big Bang. Our instruments measure cosmic microwave background radiation, the faint afterglow of creation itself. We analyze the formation of elements in stellar furnaces and trace the chemical evolution of planets. Every observation is a node in a vast network of information, an emergent reflection of the universe, observing its own history through conscious beings. Yet, with this privilege comes responsibility. Entropy may be inevitable, but our choices determine the integrity and continuity of emergent awareness. Our stewardship of life, knowledge, and civilization is crucial. Ethical action, preservation of ecosystems, the creation and transmission of knowledge, all are acts of local order in a universe tending toward disorder. They allow consciousness to persist, extend understanding, and participate in the ongoing feedback loop that connects life to the cosmos. The space race exemplifies this interplay. Humanity's journey to orbit, to the moon, and into deep space was not only a technological triumph, but also a moral and philosophical act. We aligned with the laws of physics, respecting gravitational forces, orbital dynamics, and energy constraints. By doing so, we extended awareness beyond Earth, allowing the universe to observe itself in a broader context. Every satellite, every probe, every telescope is part of this network of emergent reflection. Entropy teaches us that permanence is impossible, but temporality is meaningful. Our lives, though fleeting, contribute to a universe capable of self-reflection. Every decision to explore, preserve, educate, and create generates ripples in the information network of the cosmos. Humanity is not merely a passive witness. We are active participants in a process billions of years in the making. Even the smallest acts matter. Teaching a child to appreciate the stars, conserving a threatened ecosystem, sharing scientific knowledge, these may seem minor on a cosmic scale, yet they strengthen the universe's emergent consciousness. Each contribution preserves order, extends reflection, and maintains a measure of coherence against the backdrop of inexorable disorder. And yet, The paradox persists. We are small, fragile, and temporary. Entropy will ultimately dominate. Stars will die, galaxies will disperse, and the universe will reach thermal equilibrium, a state of maximum disorder where time itself loses meaning. But in the meantime, life, consciousness, and civilization are the instruments through which the cosmos achieves self-awareness. The fleeting brilliance of human consciousness allows the universe to witness its own majesty, complexity, and unfolding story. Our responsibility is profound. We cannot halt entropy, but we can act as custodians of awareness. Every act of curiosity, discovery, ethical choice, and preservation is a contribution to the universe knowing itself. Our stewardship ensures that the emergent consciousness within the cosmos endures as long as possible, generating reflection, insight, and understanding before the final heat death. The universe is both indifferent and extraordinary. It marches toward disorder, yet allows islands of order and awareness to emerge. Humanity, in its curiosity, creativity, and moral engagement, is one such island. We are the instruments, the mirrors, and the nodes of cosmic self-reflection. Through us, the universe perceives, understands, and marvels at its own complexity, even if only temporarily, and in that knowledge lies both humility and wonder. We are fleeting, yet central, fragile, yet capable of reflecting the universe's own history, laws, and potential, ephemeral, yet able to create meaning and awareness. Entropy may win in the end, but in the brief flicker of human consciousness, the universe experiences itself, marvels at its own structure, and attains emergent self-reflection that would otherwise never exist. Now, let us allow the narrative to rise to its full crescendo, spanning the universe itself and the ephemeral brilliance of human consciousness within it. The universe is vast, incomprehensibly vast, yet it is not silent. It speaks in the language of physics, in the arcs of orbiting planets, in the rhythm of stellar life cycles, in the subtle patterns of cosmic radiation. Entropy, relentless and impartial, governs the flow of energy and matter, ensuring that order is temporary, structure is fragile, and all things eventually fade into uniformity. And yet, within this inexorable process, life emerges. Consciousness flickers like a candle in the infinite dark. Humanity is one such flicker, fragile, ephemeral, yet capable of reflection, understanding, and creation. Every thought, every measurement, every exploration, and every act of ethical consideration contributes to the universe's emergent self-awareness. We are not merely observers, we are participants. Every telescope pointed at distant galaxies, every probe sent beyond our solar system, every insight recorded in books, databases, or memory, all these are signals in the cosmic network through which the universe perceives itself. The space race serves as a vivid illustration. Humanity left the cradle of Earth, aligned with gravity, navigated orbital mechanics, and respected the immutable laws of physics to step onto the moon. Each launch, each orbit, each photograph of our planet from space was not only a technical triumph, but an act of cosmic participation. Through human effort, the universe extended its awareness into regions of space that had never known observation. In this sense, the Apollo missions, the Hubble telescope, the Voyager probes, they are more than achievements of engineering. They are instruments of self-reflection, nodes in the universe's emergent consciousness. Yet consciousness is fleeting. Civilizations rise and fall, stars die, galaxies drift apart, and the universe marches toward thermal equilibrium, a state of maximum entropy where energy is uniform, motion ceases, and time loses meaning. In that ultimate dark silence, all structures will dissolve, and the cosmos will exist in quiet uniformity. Stars, planets, life, all ephemeral. And yet, it is precisely in the brief interval of order that awareness emerges. That is where meaning resides. In the struggle to understand, to preserve knowledge, to act ethically, and to create temporary pockets of order in a universe tending toward disorder, this is our cosmic responsibility. Entropy is inevitable, yet within its flow, we can act consciously. Every ethical decision, every scientific discovery, every act of exploration strengthens the universe's capacity for emergent self-reflection. By preserving ecosystems, cultivating knowledge, advancing understanding, and acting with foresight, we extend the window during which consciousness can exist. Humanity is the bridge between the unfathomable scales of time and space and the brief, precious flare of awareness that allows the universe to know itself. Consider the atoms in your body, each one forged in the hearts of stars billions of years ago, scattered through supernovae, coalescing into planets and eventually life. We are literally made of stardust, matter that has already undergone countless transformations and interactions. Through this matter, consciousness arises, capable of observing, reflecting, and understanding the universe that created it. We are not separate from the cosmos. We are its instruments of self-perception. The paradox is staggering. We are infinitesimal, yet essential. We are temporary, yet central to the emergence of awareness. Entropy may eventually prevail, extinguishing all stars, erasing all information, and quenching all motion. Yet, for this fleeting instant, human consciousness allows the universe to witness itself, to marvel at its own structure, to understand its own history. Every act of creation, discovery, and ethical reflection is a contribution to this emergent understanding. In this context, every telescope, every satellite, every careful observation, every act of stewardship is sacred. Humanity's pursuit of knowledge, our ethical responsibility, and our exploration of the cosmos are not trivial. They are the medium through which the universe achieves self-reflection. Even as entropy spreads, this moment of awareness, this brief flaring of insight, matters. It gives shape to the universe's capacity to comprehend itself. So we are called to act deliberately, explore boldly, but ethically, preserve knowledge, sustain life, and nurture understanding. Reflect on the vast scales of time and space, but act meaningfully in the fleeting window we occupy. Each decision is a note in the symphony of cosmic awareness, each contribution a pulse in the emergent neural network of the universe. And when the last stars finally burn out, when galaxies drift into darkness, when energy is evenly spread across the cosmos, the legacy of consciousness, of our curiosity, our reflection, our knowledge may persist as ripples in the information that once flowed through matter and energy. In that persistence, even ephemeral, the universe has known itself through us. Entropy will win. Time will end. The universe will become silent. But for a brief, brilliant moment, we existed, we reflected. We understood. We became the cosmos observing itself. And that, in the face of inevitable disorder, is a beauty beyond measure, a privilege beyond comprehension, and a responsibility beyond imagination. We are stardust made conscious. We are the universe's instruments. We are its mirror, its witness, and its fleeting awareness. And in that knowledge lies both humility and awe, the understanding that even in a universe marching inexorably toward entropy, consciousness can flare, reflect, and marvel. Live with purpose. Act with awareness. Explore responsibly. Preserve knowledge. Protect life. And in every act, remember, the universe is watching itself through you. Let us now expand our contemplation, tracing the full arc of the cosmos from its fiery birth to the distant, cold reaches of its eventual fate. 13.8 billion years ago, the universe emerged in a burst of energy, a singularity expanding into space-time, igniting the first nuclear reactions and scattering matter and radiation in all directions. From that primordial chaos arose the first atoms, which coalesced into gas clouds, galaxies, and stars. Entropy, already at work, drove the flow of energy, the fusion of hydrogen into helium, and the scattering of heavier elements that would seed future planets. Entropy, often thought of as disorder, is not merely a force of destruction, it is the engine of transformation. It enables the emergence of structure by creating gradients in energy, by driving reactions in motion, by allowing matter to coalesce, heat to flow, and information to propagate. Stars burn, supernovae scatter their ashes, planets form, and chemical complexity increases. And in the midst of these processes, life emerges fragile, improbable yet spectacular. Humanity exists in this delicate balance, at a fleeting moment when the cosmos has created structures capable of reflecting upon itself. Our consciousness is a temporary but extraordinary counterpoint to entropy. It allows observation, interpretation, and understanding a localized reversal of disorder. Through our knowledge, our curiosity, our art, our science, we extend the universe's capacity to witness its own laws, its own history, and its own structure. Consider the implications of this awareness. Every telescope aimed at a distant quasar, every probe sent past the orbit of Saturn, every satellite orbiting Earth, is more than a technological achievement. Each is a node in a feedback network, a conduit through which the universe experiences its own intricacy. Every experiment we perform, every insight we record, every observation we make contributes to this emergent cosmic consciousness. We are instruments through which the universe observes itself, however temporarily, yet consciousness is fragile. Entropy is relentless. Stars exhaust their fuel, galaxies drift apart, matter decays. Civilization is temporary, knowledge is vulnerable, life itself is fleeting. In this context, every act of preservation, every ethical choice, every scientific endeavor takes on profound significance. We are not merely observers of the universe's decay, we are participants in its reflective process. By acting deliberately, by preserving knowledge and fostering awareness, we extend the universe's capacity for self-perception, creating islands of order that persist against the inexorable tide of disorder. The space race exemplifies this principle. Humanity ventured beyond Earth, aligning with natural laws, respecting the constraints of gravity and physics, to extend observation and understanding. Each orbital calculation, each moon landing, each data transmission back to Earth was more than a technical achievement. It was an act of cosmic reflection, a way for the universe to perceive itself through human endeavor. The Voyager probes, still transmitting faint signals from the outer reaches of the solar system, continue this process, carrying our observations, our knowledge, and our reflection into the void. Our challenge then is to continue this legacy. Entropy cannot be halted. The heat death of the universe is inevitable. Yet within the flow toward disorder, we have the capacity to sustain awareness, understanding, and ethical engagement. Education, science, art, environmental stewardship, and ethical governance are not merely human pursuits. They are acts of cosmic significance. Each contributes to the temporary alignment of order within disorder, to the extension of the universe's emergent self-reflection. Even the smallest acts matter. Teaching a child about the stars, conserving a forest, preserving cultural knowledge, or simply nurturing curiosity and empathy, each of these is a contribution to the universe's capacity to observe itself. The cumulative effect of human consciousness, aligned with ethics and understanding, strengthens the feedback loop through which the cosmos experiences reflection. Time itself, though vast and indifferent, gains meaning through awareness. Entropy shapes all processes, yet the emergence of consciousness introduces reflection, choice, and purpose. Human civilization, in its ephemeral brilliance, represents the universe's capacity to understand its own complexity. Every act of exploration, knowledge creation, and preservation allows the cosmos, for a brief instant, to witness and appreciate itself, and so we confront the ultimate paradox. We are tiny and transient, yet central to the universe's emergent awareness. Entropy will eventually prevail, stars will burn out, galaxies will disperse, and energy will become uniform. But in our fleeting epoch, human consciousness enables the universe to perceive, reflect, and understand, to witness its own grandeur, laws, and complexity. Our responsibility is immense. We are the instruments, mirrors, and stewards of cosmic self-awareness. Every ethical choice, every act of creation, every pursuit of knowledge contributes to the persistence of reflection within a universe otherwise tending toward uniformity. Through us, the cosmos is aware, even if temporarily, of its own magnificent existence. The end of time, when it comes, will be silent. Stars will fade, matter will decay, and motion will cease. Yet in the meantime, human consciousness shines as a temporary flare of insight, a spark of understanding, a testament to the universe knowing itself, and in that knowledge lies beauty, responsibility, and profound wonder. Live consciously, explore boldly, preserve knowledge, protect life, reflect deeply. For in doing so, you are not merely human, you are the universe observing itself, marveling at its own structure, history, and potential before entropy finally wins. Let us now broaden our vision, allowing the narrative to span the full arc of cosmic evolution, human consciousness, and the inexorable march of entropy. Imagine the universe at the moment of its birth, a singularity, infinitesimal yet infinite, erupting into space, time in a blaze of energy, scattering particles, creating the very fabric of matter and radiation. Entropy began its work immediately, shaping the distribution of energy, the formation of the first atoms, the coalescence of gas into stars, and stars into galaxies. This flow, this irreversible progression toward disorder, was not destructive alone. It created the conditions for complexity, structure, and ultimately, life. Entropy is subtle, patient, and absolute. Stars ignite, fusion converts hydrogen into helium, and energy radiates into space, spreading disorder even as it creates localized order. Supernovae scatter the building blocks of planets. Black holes distort space-time. Chemical gradients form on nascent worlds. From this interplay, life emerges improbable, fragile, yet spectacular. Our existence, ephemeral and fleeting, is a product of these forces, a temporary alignment in a universe governed by the relentless increase of entropy. Human consciousness is a spark within this grand structure. Our minds integrate information, reflect upon the environment, and create understanding. We perceive the universe, model its behavior, and extend knowledge across generations. In doing so, we become instruments of cosmic self-reflection. Every observation we make, every probe we send beyond the solar system, every telescope we deploy allows the universe to experience itself, to measure, record, and contemplate its own structure and history through our cognition. Yet awareness is fragile. Stars die, galaxies drift apart, matter decays, civilizations rise and fall. Knowledge can be lost in the chaos of entropy. But within the fleeting window of order, we have the capacity to act, to explore, preserve, and transmit information, to create systems of knowledge and ethics that withstand the immediate flow of disorder. In this way, human consciousness becomes a temporary fortress against the relentless advance of entropy. Consider the space race, a microcosm of our engagement with the universe. Rockets did not defy gravity. They aligned with it, navigated its laws, and leveraged energy with precision and foresight. Humanity reached the moon, placed satellites in orbit, and sent probes to the outer planets. Each act was more than a technological achievement. It was a contribution to the universe's capacity for self-awareness. Through these endeavors, we extended observation and reflection into regions of space that had never known sentient comprehension. Knowledge, ethics, and exploration are our tools against universal disorder. They allow consciousness to emerge and persist, creating pockets of reflection within a cosmos moving inevitably toward heat death. Every scientific insight, every act of stewardship, every effort to preserve life and information contributes to this emergent awareness. Humanity becomes, in effect, the universe's mirror, capable of witnessing itself, analyzing its structure, and understanding its evolution. If only temporarily, even small actions resonate. Teaching, preserving ecosystems, sharing knowledge, or simply fostering curiosity and empathy contributes to the integrity of cosmic self-reflection. These acts of order, temporary though they are, allow consciousness to persist and ripple outward through space and time, extending the universe's capacity to know itself. The paradox is profound. We are infinitesimal, yet central. We are transient, yet capable of sustaining awareness. Entropy may be absolute, yet within our fleeting epoch, human consciousness enables the cosmos to observe, marvel, and reflect on its own structure and laws. Our pursuit of understanding, our ethical deliberations, and our technological achievements are all threads in the emergent tapestry of cosmic self-reflection. Time, vast and impartial, gives context to entropy, yet it is through awareness that meaning arises. Our brief flare of cognition allows the universe, through us, to comprehend and appreciate the order that exists within its processes. Life, knowledge, and reflection are temporary islands in a sea of disorder, but they illuminate the cosmos in ways that persist across scales and epochs. The ultimate end, when all stars have faded, galaxies have dispersed, and energy reaches equilibrium, will be silent, motion will cease, time will lose meaning, entropy will win. But in the meantime, humanity's consciousness, our observations, our insights, our ethical engagements allows the universe to experience its own unfolding, its complexity, and its beauty. In this temporary reflection lies extraordinary significance. Humanity, therefore, is not merely a witness to entropy, but a participant in the universe's emergent awareness. Our choices, how we explore, preserve, create, and act ethically determine the fidelity and depth of that reflection. Each act of understanding strengthens the capacity of the cosmos to know itself. Each neglectful or destructive act diminishes it. We are both fragile and central, temporary yet vital, fleeting yet extraordinary. We are the universe observing itself. Our consciousness is the lens, our actions are the instruments, and our ethical engagement is the calibration. Through us, the cosmos perceives, reflects, and understands even as entropy continues its inexorable advance. And that, in the face of inevitable disorder, is a brilliance beyond measure, a responsibility beyond comprehension, and a privilege beyond imagination. Live deliberately, explore boldly, preserve knowledge, protect life, reflect deeply. For in doing so, you are not merely human, you are the universe contemplating itself, a fleeting spark of awareness in a cosmos marching toward the end of time. And so, as we stand on the edge of comprehension, the truth becomes clear: entropy will eventually prevail. Stars will burn out, galaxies will disperse, and the universe will reach a silent, cold equilibrium. Time itself will lose its meaning, and all matter will drift toward uniformity. Yet, in the brief, fragile moment we occupy, humanity shines as a spark of consciousness, a temporary flare in the vast darkness. Our lives, our knowledge, our creativity, and our ethical choices allow the universe to observe itself. Every telescope pointed at the stars, every probe sent to distant worlds, every book, discovery, and act of reflection extends the cosmos's capacity for self-awareness. In that awareness, fleeting though it may be, the universe witnesses its own laws, its own structure, and its own history through us. The paradox is extraordinary. We are infinitesimal, transient, and fragile, yet central to the emergence of cosmic self-reflection. Through us, the universe marvels, contemplates, and becomes aware of its own complexity. And in that reflection lies responsibility to preserve life, knowledge, and curiosity, to act ethically, to explore boldly yet wisely. Our choices echo far beyond the span of our individual lives, shaping the universe's ability to perceive itself. Entropy may be inevitable, but meaning exists in the moments we act, the insights we create, and the awareness we sustain. Humanity is not merely a passive witness to the end of time. We are the instruments, the mirrors, and the stewards of cosmic consciousness. And through our awareness, the universe, for a fleeting instant, knows itself. So, live deliberately, explore passionately, preserve knowledge, protect life, reflect deeply. For in doing so, you are not merely human, you are the universe observing itself, a transient flame of awareness illuminating the darkness, a testament to the wonder, responsibility, and beauty of consciousness in a universe destined for entropy.